You know what hurts the most? Studying the whole year, sacrificing sleeps, revising again and again, doing too many test practices, but still getting the mark that you never expected. Let me tell you what actually reduces your mark without you realizing it. At home, when you practice writing, everything feels calm and quiet. But once you enter into the exam hall, your heart beats faster than the clock. You know why you feel like that? It's just because of the pressure that you are experiencing inside the exam hall. Suddenly, a simple thing feels confusing. Even an easy question feels more difficult. Sometimes you even forget your well-known things. And that's where you people are start making mistakes. I got your feelings right here. So I'm going to give you a 14 key points that can build your confidence level inside the exam hall. Let's start with previewing the question paper. Before starting your exam, you will be given with 10 to 15 minutes to read the question paper. Use that time wisely. Do scan the question paper once quickly. Then mark the easy questions mentally. And then notice the tricky words in the question like compare, justify, any to with examples. Also plan your time that you're going to spend for each section. With all this planning, you can save your enough of time in the exam hall. Let's move to the second point. Focus first on what you know. Start with your well-known section and question that will build your confidence level in you. Later you can go for the tough and confusing questions so that you can secure the maximum marks earlier than struggling for a later one. Now I'll take you to the most important point, time calculation. Keep count on the time that you spend on each question. You should not spend more than a minute to answer a 1 mark question and 3 minutes to answer a 2 mark question and then 7 minutes to answer a 5 mark question. That's how you have to manage your time inside the exam hall. The next point that I'm going to take you is answer for what is asked. After reading the question, you should not start writing all the stuffs that's inside your memory. Know what the question is actually asking for. If they ask you what is photosynthesis, just the definition is more than enough. If they ask you to write the process of photosynthesis, then you can include the steps that is involved in that. That single word changes the perspective of your answer to the examiner. The next comes pre-planning the points. Most of you miss this in the exam hall. After reading the question, don't start writing immediately. Take a 5 seconds pass. Ask yourself, what should I include in this question? Then frame the points in your mind. Then start writing it out. Remember, thinking for 5 seconds can save your 5 marks. What comes next is just follow the word limit that the question needs. Let's say if the question is for 5 marks, your answer should reflect that depth alone. If it is a 2 mark question, your answer should be short and precise. Don't exceed that limit. Don't write a 2-line answer for a 5 mark question and a whole page answer for a 2 mark question. These points will make your answer more relevant to the question that they ask. The next point will take your answer to the next level. That is nothing but answering in the language of the subject. Try to use the correct subject term in your answer paper. For example, you can write kinetic energy instead of writing speed with a direction. Also, you can use the molecular formula of water instead of writing hydrogen and oxygen. Using proper terminology in your answer paper shows the examiner that you have understood the concepts clearly. Remember, the better you speak the subject language, the better your marks goes with. Next comes right answer with right structuring. Writing a correct answer is important, but writing it in a correct format is also important. Don't dump the information that you know. Do present it in a very clear manner. Follow this simple format. Just state the point clearly. Then write a 2 to 3 supporting lines. If possible, end up with an example. This makes your answer easy to understand and read so that the examiner can confidently give you full marks. The next point seems to be more common. Even I did the same in my exam. That is nothing but repeating the same points again and again in many different forms. Many of you try to fill the space in your answer paper by writing same points again and again. Remember, examiners can easily find out this and even they may reduce your marks too. Instead of repeating the same points again and again, try to fill with different points. That may bring your marks. This point is the real game changer. You know what it is? Underlining the keywords. The examiner doesn't have whole day to read your answer paper line by line. Instead, they go by spotting out the keywords alone. If you have underlined the keywords already, then it is easier for them to understand it out. This increases the chance of getting full mark for you. So whenever you write an important keyword or a definition or a term, do underline it neatly. One simple underline can make a big difference in your mark. Let's move for the next point. Attempt all question even if you are unsure. Unless there is negative mark, try to attend all questions in the question paper. Do write what you know about the topic logically but not the random things. For example, if they ask you to calculate the area of the circle with a radius 7 cm and you just know the formula alone, you don't know how to calculate it. No issues, that's okay. Do write the formula and try to attempt the calculation. Sometimes even a partial knowledge can give you a mark. Remember, a question you leave gives you a 0 mark, but a question you just attempted has a chance to score. Here comes the next point, filling garbage. If you truly don't know the answer for a question, no worries, it's okay, you can leave that. But please don't fill unrelevant points to the answer. That can create a bad impression over your answer sheet. It's better for you to leave the question neatly. Do remember, writing less is okay, but writing unrelevant things is not okay. Next comes, skipping is better instead of panicking. Sometimes while writing an answer, your mind can go blank. That's normal. Don't panic. Panic only wastes your time and that may affect your next question too. Instead, you can leave that question for that moment and move for the next one. And later come for that question if time permits. Remember, don't sit stuck on one question because you don't have enough of time. It's just 3 hours on exam. The last but the most important point, that is the moment overconfidence replaces checking up. Once you complete your exam, don't rush to submit your answer paper. Take 5 to 10 minutes of your time to check your answer paper once again. Check whether you have written the question number correctly and whether you have underlined all your keywords and what about your formulas, signs, plus or minus things. Do check on each and every single point and also check you haven't missed any question. A small question mistake can make you a big mark difference there. That's all about the 14 points. I have seen hundreds of students studying hard but still losing marks because of these silly mistakes that they have done. Don't be one among them. If this helped you, save it and share it with the friends who is preparing for the board exam.